Well, did you know that you are a masterpiece? That we're actually a work of art? What you think about and what you do often, you'll start to believe. So if you're dwelling and thinking on negative thoughts, you're going to believe that. But if you think and dwell on positive things, you'll start to believe that. He can make up for those areas that we're deficient, those things that we're not. And when God says, I am, he is essentially saying that he's everything that we need and everything that we're lacking. So for example, when I say, I'm not very good, God says, I am. And if I say, well, I'm not strong enough, God says, I am. And he's using that name inside of us. You have to get out every bit of the root. And dandelions are the same way. Have you guys noticed if you just break a dandelion off, the thing comes right back up in the exact same spot? It's because of the root. It's got this massive taproot. In fact, dandelion, the French root of that word is called dent de lion, which means tooth of the lion. See, I used my French degree. My mom would be so proud. It's the only time I really get to use it. So dent de lion is the tooth of the lion, and it's this taproot that goes way down into the ground. And if you don't get all of that root out, it will come back, and then that root grows deeper and stronger, and that's what happens in our lives. If we don't get those roots out, those things, the strongholds, the Bible calls it, out of our lives, then they'll come back with a fierce force and take over us. So we need to identify those roots and get them out. When you take something out, it leaves a void, it has a hole, and holes have to be filled, or you get tripped up in them and stuff. So I want you to fill that hole by taking something and putting in its place. So we took out the bad, negative talk. We need to put in the good, positive self-talk. And I want you to replace those phrases that we just took out with things that God says about you. For manufacturer's suggested retail price, a lot of times you'll see that on an item. So the place that's selling the item often doesn't put the price on the item. The one that manufactures the item, the one that made the item, often stamps what the price is, what the value is for that item. Well, we're kind of God's manufactured item. And so God has put an MSRP on us as well. And he said, it's this, my one and only son.